Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating stories in numismatic history, the mystery and value behind the wheat Lincoln penny, especially the 1982 issues and the legendary coin that sold for $12 million. Yes, you heard that right, $12 million for a penny. This story has everything: history, rarity, value, and the passion of coin collectors. So buckle up, because this journey into the world of pennies will surprise you. Now, before we get into the extraordinary $12 million story, let us start at the beginning with the wheat Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the first time a U.S. president appeared on regular issue coinage. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and featured the profile of Lincoln on the obverse or front of the coin. The reverse design included two stalks of wheat, one on each side, to symbolize America's agricultural heritage. That is why these early pennies are commonly known as wheat pennies. Wheat pennies were minted from 1909 until 1958. After that, the reverse design was changed and the wheat ears were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. But those original wheat pennies remain some of the most beloved coins for collectors because they are historic, beautiful, and in many cases rare. Now let us fast forward to 1982. This was a unique year in the history of the Lincoln penny because production included both copper and zinc varieties. The United States Mint was transitioning from primarily copper pennies to new pennies, made mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating. The reason for this change was simple: copper was becoming too expensive to use in pennies. Because of this change, a small number of copper pennies dated 1982 were accidentally struck or left in the presses. Collectors call these 1982 copper pennies. They are not officially listed by the mint as regular issues, but they do exist, and they are incredibly rare. Most 1982 pennies are zinc with a copper coating, but a genuine copper one from that year in high-grade condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and authenticity. So why do collectors pay such high prices for rare pennies? The answer is scarcity and demand. A coin that is difficult to find, especially in excellent condition, naturally draws attention from collectors and investors. On top of that, coins with interesting backstories or recognized errors can become legendary in the hobby. That brings us to perhaps the most famous penny of all time, the $12 million penny. While not dated 1982, this coin is central to the story of Lincoln penny collecting. In 2021, a private collector sold what is believed to be one of the finest known 1943 copper pennies for more than $12 million at public auction. This penny was struck in copper by mistake during World War II, when most pennies were made from steel to save copper for the war effort. Because so few copper 1943 pennies are known to exist, and because this example was in incredibly high condition, collectors were willing to pay record-breaking prices. Many people hear that and think, wow, a penny worth millions, that is life-changing money. But it also shows just how powerful the passion for rare coins can be. The rarity, the condition, the story, and the historical importance all come together to create something extraordinary and desirable. Now you might be wondering, could a 1982 wheat penny ever reach that kind of value? The practical answer is probably not in the same league as that 1943 copper penny, but rare 1982 copper pennies have already sold for significant amounts, especially in certified high grades and with expert authentication. Because these mistakes were never officially documented, they remain exciting finds for collectors when they surface. If you enjoy coin collecting or are curious about the value of a penny you found in your pocket, here are a few tips for you. First, always check the date and the condition of the coin. A coin without scratches, dents, or corrosion will usually be worth more. Second, if you suspect your penny might be a rare error or made of unusual metal alloy, consider having it professionally authenticated and graded. Certified coins from recognized grading services often sell for much higher prices. Third, keep learning about coins, because the more you know, the better you can understand value and spot rare examples yourself. So to recap, the wheat Lincoln penny has a remarkable history, starting with its introduction in 1909 to honor President Lincoln. Then the transition year of 1982 brought us the possibility of rare copper pennies that can be worth a lot of money. And finally, the legend of a penny selling for over $12 million shows just how passionate the world of coin collectors can be. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more stories about rare coins, mysterious errors, and unbelievable auction results, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Leave a comment below telling us what rare coin you would love to find in your change. Until next time, keep exploring, keep collecting, and keep your eyes open, because you never know what treasure you might hold. If you want, I can also help you with a shorter version, a script with visual cues, or thumbnail text ideas. Just let me know. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Lincoln wheat penny. We are going to explore the history of this beloved coin, uncover what makes certain pennies rare and valuable, and examine the legendary story behind a 1967 Lincoln penny that some claim could be worth as much as $1.5 million. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just curious about old coins in your pocket change, this video is for you. Segment 1: The Legacy of the Lincoln Penny. The story of the Lincoln penny begins in 1908. President Abraham Lincoln had just been assassinated, and there was a national movement to honor him with a coin. Up until that time, U.S. pennies featured a design called the Indian head. But in 1908, the Lincoln penny was introduced as the first circulating coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny quickly became an American favorite. The obverse shows a profile of Abraham Lincoln looking strong and thoughtful. On the reverse you see the iconic wheat ears that give this coin its nickname, the wheat penny. From 1908 until 1958, over 30 billion of these wheat pennies were produced. Segment 2: The 1967 penny, and why it matters now. Let us fast forward to 1967. By this time, the Lincoln wheat penny had been in production for nearly 60 years. The design was familiar and cherished by generations of Americans. But 1967 is special because it was the final year before the U.S. Mint replaced the wheat ears with the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse in 1959. That means the 1967 penny was part of the very last run of wheat pennies. In 1967, the penny was still made of 95% copper. The remaining 5% was made of tin and zinc. This composition gives older copper pennies a nice reddish bronze look that many collectors love. Most 1967 pennies that exist today are common and worth just their face value. Hundreds of millions were made, and most were spent or saved by everyday people. But within every large mintage, there is always the possibility of something unusual, something that stands out to collectors. That is where the story of the $1 million penny comes in. Segment 3: The $1 million penny myth. There are stories in the coin collecting community about a 1967 Lincoln wheat penny that sold for $1.5 million. That number may surprise you because most Lincoln pennies from this year are common. So what could make one worth so much money? The answer lies in rarity errors and unique anomalies. In coin collecting, a rare error can dramatically increase a coin's value. These could be double strikes, off-center errors, missing features, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. Every now and then a coin slips through quality control and becomes a one-of-a-kind treasure. There are rumors of a 1967 Lincoln penny that was struck on a silver planchet or perhaps even on a blank meant for another denomination. Such an error could make it extremely rare. In fact, some collectors claim that a coin like this sold in private sale for $1.5 million. But credible documentation is hard to find. Auction houses rely on detailed provenance and certification from grading services like PCGS or NGC. Without that certification, a claim of $1.5 million remains more legend than fact. Segment 4: What really makes a penny valuable. If you are here because you want to know if your pocket change might be worth a fortune, let us break down what really adds value to a coin. The first factor is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. A penny that looks nearly perfect will be worth far more than one that is scratched and worn. Next is rarity. A penny that only a handful exist in the world will naturally be valued higher than a common coin. Third are errors and varieties. As mentioned earlier, coins with unusual mistakes can attract a lot of attention from collectors. Finally, provenance matters. A documented history of where the coin came from, who owned it, and how it was authenticated can make all the difference at auction. Segment 5: Should you keep or sell? So what should you do if you find a 1967 Lincoln penny in your change? First, take a close look at its condition. If it looks uncirculated or has unusual markings, it might be worth getting it professionally graded. Take clear photographs and reach out to a reputable coin dealer or grading service before making any decisions. Most 1967 pennies are worth just 1 cent. But the excitement comes from the possibility that 1 in a million might be extraordinary. Conclusion: Thanks for watching this deep dive into the history and value of the Lincoln wheat penny and the curious case of the 1967 penny worth a rumored $1.5 million. Whether you're a collector or simply fascinated by hidden treasures, old coins remind us that everyday objects can hold unexpected stories and value. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin content and treasure tales. Let us know in the comments if you have ever found a rare coin and what happened next. Let me know if you want this rewritten in a different tone or tailored to a specific audience.